All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. So, Vince Neil avoids death by celebrating his 64th birthday, staying in Florida after his plane crashed in Arizona. His girlfriend, whose name is Rain, was on board and got pretty busted up. The plane was a Learjet 35A. It took off from Austin, Texas, was headed to Scottsdale, Arizona. When it tried to land, the landing gear failed and the plane crashed into another parked plane. Sadly, the pilot, uh, I believe his name is Joey Vitosky, ended up dying. The co pilot and two passengers were taken to the hospital with injuries. Vitosky was 78 years old and had been flying for 60 years. He was a Marine pilot at one point, flying helicopters before moving to jets. His daughter, Jana, said he was a great pilot and helped save the passengers' lives. She also said his vision was perfect, better than 2020. All right, well that's cool. So Vince was not on this plane, obviously. A close friend, Lance Graves, told TMZ that Vince avoided the crash because he was in Florida celebrating his birthday. Since he didn't need to be in Arizona yet, he stayed behind. This isn't the first time Vince Neil has cheated death. We'll note back in the early 90s, he was in an incident where he could have easily died. Uh, so Vince's girlfriend Rain broke 5 ribs in the crash, and her friend and the co-pilot were also injured. Vince Neil says he's very sad about losing his friend, who was the pilot. Um, Apparently, they had been friends for a long time. The accident apparently has deeply affected Vince Neil, who's lost yet another friend. So super sad. What's going on in the skies these days? I mean, that was kind of on the ground. I mean, between the planes and then the air traffic controllers, it doesn't appear that this has anything to do with that, but there have been some crazy things lately. Um, I know people are really outraged right now that apparently they're going to fire a whole bunch of IRS agents because what the world needs is more IRS agents, right? Especially IRS agents with guns. Now, why am I talking about this? Because we might want to put a few more resources into air traffic control, air safety in general. I mean, is that a thing or it's not a thing? I mean, because people like to fly. I mean, I know people who are staying on the ground who would normally get into an airplane because it's way more convenient, it's faster. But hey, we're just going to drive. It's a lot easier just to drive. And so you had that plane crash in DC, which appeared to have to do with the air traffic control and the lack of air traffic controllers. That's what it appeared. And there may have been something weird going on with a helicopter. Then we had a plane just fall out of the sky in Pennsylvania and crash almost like a meteor. And I've been hearing about other mishaps and crashes that have been going on for several weeks now. And yes, supposedly flying is very safe, but it's also a bit scary. I watch airplanes flying over my house all the time, thinking to myself, that's just not natural. I mean, I don't know why. I still think that air travel, even though it seems safe, uh, seems to defy the law of physics, even though it doesn't. It's me. All right. It's not you, it's me. I'm just thinking out loud, which I shouldn't, but for the most part, it seems pretty safe. But recently, I think people are starting to wonder if it is really safe. Of course, the media has chosen to freak out again about the lack of IRS agents rather than what's going on with air travel. So there's always a narrative that gets pushed. Oh gosh, how can he fire all these IRS agents? Fire them. Get rid of the income tax while you're at it. Then I can put my tax return on a postcard or something, or there'll be no tax return. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, yeah, it'd be cool. Well, how are we going to run the government? I don't know. We ran the government before we had an income tax. I know we didn't have 6,000 social programs like we do now, but we're Americans. I think we can figure it out. It would unemploy a lot of people who worked in the tax collection industry. Maybe we can retrain them to be air traffic controllers or work at airports or do airplane maintenance. Maybe there can be an incentive for folks to go ahead and get involved with that. I don't know. I know. I think our priorities oftentimes are very misplaced. So our thoughts and prayers obviously go out to the pilot's family, Vince Neal's girlfriend, who is recovering. Her name is Rain, kind of distinctive name. Seems like a perfect name for Vince Neal's girlfriend, Rain. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, folks, I need your help here on this channel as I try to rebuild what I used to have. I mean, it's still out there. You want to go watch those videos. They're still out there, apparently. But I do not have access. I cannot upload to that channel. So if you want to subscribe here, that would be great. Also, if you like the content, even if you hate the content, if you hit the like, it kind of helps me. And then there's YouTube memberships, buy me a coffee, super chats. I'm going to call them PJ Rock chats. I think I got one from someone else the other day. PJ Rock chats. And did I mention Patreon? Buy me a coffee. Yeah, there are several ways. And I put a couple of links in the description of the video. Normally, if I, put all the sort of hashes and the colons and the wwws and https's, if I do that right, then the link might work because I have to type it all out because that's how I roll. So anyway, folks, thanks for being here. God bless everyone. Maybe take a car to your long distance destination.